so many boxes. Now, if you guys can tell, I am a frequent shopper with Amazon.com. Now, have you ever wondered what happens to all these boxes? I most certainly do, because on a regular basis, I find myself having to jam pack my recycling bin, and it's full to the brim, and sometimes it might not even fit. I start wondering, well, if my recycling bin is this bad, I could only imagine what happens when my waste leaves my home. So, what my persuasive argument is about waste reduction. And in this presentation, what I'll be covering is what is waste reduction, what happens to waste, and how does it affect the environment, what happens at landfills, and what are some of the benefits of reducing waste and the economic impact that could potentially happen. Now, my first main point, I'll be discussing what is waste reduction. What is waste reduction? According to calrecycle.ca.gov, waste reduction is the preferred approach to waste management because waste that never gets created doesn't have any waste management costs. So an example of that is straws. California just recently passed a law saying that in January 2019, that sit-down restaurants will not hand out straws unless requested upon. Another example is a friend of mine that lives in Hawaii. He carries around cups himself. So if he was at a Starbucks or something like that, he would request to have them pour the drink into his portable cup. So specific material types that are considered a waste to be reduced are reusable transport packaging such as disposable wooden pallets, cardboard, plastic film. All of those are waste by businesses, as you can see with the example that I used with the Amazon boxes. Another one is paper. Now, a way to reduce the amount of paper that you're using is by simply printing on both sides. Now, when you're doing homework, that is automatically you're reducing the amount of paper that you're using by 50%. So with that, the next point that I'll be covering is what happens to waste and the effects on the environment. What happens to waste and what are the effects on the environment? More than half of America's garbage is bound for landfill, according to the National Solid Waste Management Association. Today's modern landfill are basically tightly packed mounds of waste that are sealed by rubber and clay barriers and overliner that keeps liquids from seeping out. However, liquid does seep out, and what the liquid is called, it's called leachate. And leachate is contaminated fluid that trickles out from the body of the landfill. Now, this drained leachate is gathered and treated as wastewater. In 2008, 276 million gallons, that's 1 billion liters, of leachate were collected in New York, according to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Now, these landfills are not designed to break down waste, but to store it. And this garbage that just decomposes underground, it's oxygen free. And that garbage will produce a methane gas that directly contributes to global warming. Now, this methane gas, some places collect it and they sell it, or they'll use it as a source of energy. Now, the next topic I'll be discussing is the benefits of reducing waste and the economic impact. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, recycling is the process of collecting and processing materials that would otherwise be thrown away as trash and turned into new products. So some of the benefits of recycling is that it reduces the amount of waste that is sent to landfills and incinerators. By recycling, it conserves natural resources such as timber, water, and minerals, and prevents pollution by reducing the need to collect raw material. And it also saves energy. Now, also reducing waste supports the American manufacturing and conserves valuable resources. Also, reducing waste creates jobs. The EPA released a significant finding within the recycling industry in a study conducted by the Natural Recycling Economic Information, or REI, in 2016. In 1 year recycling and reuse activities in the US, 750,000 jobs were created, $36.6 billion in wages, and $6.7 billion in tax revenue. That equates to 1.57 jobs, 76,000 in wages, and 14,101 in tax revenue for every 1,000 tons of materials recycled. Now, I don't know about you, but those numbers sound good to me. Now, finally, the conclusion to my presentation. In my presentation, I've covered what is waste reduction, what happens to waste and how that ends up getting turned into methane gas, and how that contributes to global warming, the benefits of reducing waste, and the economic impact and the amount of jobs that it creates and amount of revenue it generates as well. So with that, join me on the green side and help reduce, recycle, and reuse and close the loop. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.